Hello, my gorgeous ones. Welcome to Alicia Budget Beauty. My name is Alicia. Here on my channel, I love affordable fashion, beauty. I do hauls, tutorials, reviews, all sorts of fun stuff. So if that sounds good to you, please subscribe, stick around, be a friend. All right, you guys, I wasn't sure I was going to do this video. The Natasha Denona Xenon Palette. I finally have it in my possession. The reason why I wasn't sure I was going to do it is I got mine a little bit late. I had the hardest time with Ulta's website, or actually, yes, their desktop and their app were acting a fool. And so I didn't think I was even going to be able to grab this. I had a gift card. I was only going to purchase this if I was using my Ulta gift card. I was not going to purchase it from Natasha Denona's site because for me, Natasha Denona is so hit or miss. It is such an inconsistent brand for me, eyeshadow formula wise. The Yucca palette, the I Need a Nude palette, I love those so much. The minis, I've had like not much luck with, but then I have like the Fez palette that's, you know, the larger mini. Really love that one. I love that Alloy palette as well. But Sunrise was meh. I like my Zindo, but I don't think it's like incredible. So I wasn't sure that I even needed to do this video, but I'm always honest with you guys. I will definitely tell you if I think this palette is not good. So I figure, hey, I'm an unbiased person when it comes to Natasha Denona, so maybe my voice will matter on this. So what I'm going to do is I am going to do a look on each eye today. So 2 different looks. And I think I may just keep it at that and have it be more of a first impressions and maybe not as thorough as I typically am. But I think that's the route I'm going to go today. And I also have some requests for other dupes of this palette. To be honest, one reason why I really wanted this is I don't have a palette like this. Out of all my palettes, and I have a ton, well into the 200s, I'm trying to narrow or pare that down a lot. I don't have just an all smoky palette. I have palettes that have smoky shades in it that are close, but not just, I don't have a dupe of this palette. It is something that's missing in my collection, and I love smoky eye. Smoky eye is my absolute favorite. So that's why I went ahead and got this. So I think I'm just going to start diving into it. I think you've all seen it. It's honestly so much prettier in person than it looks like on the screen. I've also seen a ton of photos like on Instagram, and it's none of those are as pretty as when I look at it in person. Although Natasha Denona's photos were a little bit misleading. They looked different than it even does in person, but everyone else's, I'm like, no one can really capture how pretty like the sparkles are in here. So let's just go ahead and dig into it. That's enough chit chat for now. We're going to create 2 looks, and I'm going to be real honest with you guys. All right, since I haven't played with this, I'm going to stick my finger in this a little bit and just see what I'm working with to see how deep. Okay, that's like a gray midnight blue. This is a charcoal. These are shimmers, but they aren't sparkly shimmers. These 3, they're almost like a matte shimmer kind of hybrid. So I'm thinking, I know a lot of people were saying, oh, why is there not like a really deep matte in here? The deepest is this Snert. Snert, it's a funny name. This one right here is the deepest matte. But I honestly think you could kind of get away with these other ones acting as mattes because they aren't those super ultra sparkly shades in here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with Snert. What a funny name. And I'm just going to start laying this here in the crease. Now, you guys, I'm telling you, this palette for a lot of people has been very divisive. People are like, oh, it's so repetitive, or, you know, if they don't like cool tones. But if I had one eye look that I had to do for the rest of my life, it would be a smoky eye. So for me, I was actually really excited when I saw this released. I didn't mind that it looked like it had, you know, a lot of the same in here. Looking down at it right now, I feel like it's different enough if you're looking for different smoky cool tone shades. If you're looking for smoky but also colorful or something, no, you're not going to get that with this. But we'll see. I mean, okay, I'm going to take Blizzard. That is this little bit lighter matte here. I mean, this is going to be a first impression here, but okay, that's really pretty. But it does look like a smoky lover's dream, honestly, this palette. Now, I saw one thumbnail from a YouTuber I actually really like, and it said, like, you don't need this, you already have this. That was basically what the thumbnail was getting at. But honestly, I don't have this, so I feel like I do need this. Okay, that's really pretty. It almost has a blue, that Blizzard shade. It has a blue tone to it. It's like a very, like, yeah, it's like a sky blue, cool tone sky blue, or like a super light periwinkle. I actually do really like that and was not expecting any type of blue leaning there. That's cool. Okay, let's see. Next, I am going to, I believe, let's go in with that Ebb. So Ebb is this, like, that I swatched on my finger, this midnight blue gray shimmery number. I'm not sure, I probably shouldn't pick it up with a fluffy brush. What am I thinking? I need a flatter brush here because I'm going to try to kind of treat it like a matte shade. Okay, this will work, I think. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of pack it on here. Not picking up a ton. Kind of just turns into, yeah, this deeper version of what I've already laid down. It's kind of a mixture, honestly, between these two matte shades. Like, if you put them together, you kind of get this shade. And it just has, like, ever so subtle sparkles in it, but nothing major. Okay. All right, what do we want to go for next? I'm trying to use as many shades in 2 looks as I can. How about, I'm going to kind of skip around in a weird way. I'm going to take Contrail. It's this kind of bone color down here. I'm just going to see what that looks like, kind of highlighting. I mean, normally this would be kind of like a last step. Oh, no, that doesn't work. It's deeper than it looks. Okay, let me go over that with the shimmer here. Let's see if I can make that more into a highlight. Oh no, I was not expecting. Okay, that's pretty. That's pretty right there. But this first, oh, I'm getting a lot of fallout. You guys, hold on, let me turn this light down. Okay, you guys, I had to turn that light down. It was way too bright. Okay, my eye kind of turned into a little bit of a mess. That is not the palette's fault, I don't think. I just had no idea this shade would be as deep as it was. It just looks so much lighter in the pan. It is not a brow highlight. So I tried to go over it with that Rime. It's like an icy blue shimmer. It's pretty, but it may not be right up there really as well. The thing I'm the most surprised about, oh, I did swatch some shimmers here. We have Super Ionic, Snowbow, Gru, and Skift right here. They're pretty. They're not like crazy band, but they're pretty. I just was not expecting to be this blue leaning, at least on my skin tone. I haven't really watched reviews much, so I've seen thumbnails, I've seen people post pictures on Instagram, but I hadn't really read reviews. I haven't seen anyone say like this leans so blue, and maybe it's just my skin tone. But I like that. It's just surprising. Okay, so shimmer wise, let's just use a few of these. Okay, I think I'm gonna go in with the Super Ionic. and just start to see what that looks like. Okay, that's really, really pretty. Super sparkly, really soft. It's not a thick texture. Looks like this would just lay on top of the lid and not really sink into fine lines. That's really, really, really pretty, honestly. I like that. Okay. Now, Snow Bow is the one that was supposed to be kind of pink, but it looked a lot more pink in the promo shots than it does in person. Okay, I see it does pick up pink in certain angles, but I wouldn't say when it's on the lid, you just see, oh, that's a pink shimmer. It's like a icy blue with some pink subtle reflex in it. Gorgeous. It's just, you know, I do understand the concern with that the promo pics look like you're going to get this really pink shimmer in there. That's not what this is. But it is really, really pretty. Okay, it's time to do some lower lash line action. I did try to kind of clean up that, by the way, that fallout. One of those shades, I'm not sure which one did it. I wasn't paying attention to which one gave that much fallout, but it was quite a bit. I'm just going to use this pencil one. Okay, let me see how many shades I've used here. I've used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I think I'm going to go in with Night Sky. So this is one of the ones I swatched on the finger earlier. And it is it is a super deep midnight blue with a little bitty sparkles. You know what? I think I'm okay with this not having a black matte. I know some were like, how do you have this palette, you know, with this black packaging, Xenon, and not have a black matte? But I have a ton of black mattes in my collection. A lot of my palettes come with a black matte. So if I need one, I can easily grab one. I don't have as many palettes with like deep midnight blues. This is a really pretty color. Really pretty. Okay. I'm just so surprised. I didn't, like, for me so far, this is like a really cool toned, deep to shimmery, light, like blue palette. Okay. I'm not mad. I'm just surprised. I'm really surprised. Okay. We still need to do something in the inner corner. So I think I'm going to go in with Stellar and see what that looks like. This is a little bit chunkier of a shimmer. Ooh, that's really pretty. I do like that. This is like sparkling snow. That is really pretty. That probably would have been better like up here. I don't know. Maybe that's too chunky up there. Okay. All right. Let's just stop there for that eye. I think that's pretty. This is like a beautiful date night look, I think, on this eye. Evening out, special occasion look. Now I'm going to see if I can get something kind of different on this eye. This time I am going to go in. I haven't used, what are you, Flurry? Okay. Well, we do have quite a bit of kick up in this. Okay, this is pretty light. So maybe this is just a good kind of all over the lid color. Pretty light though. Okay, I definitely am gonna have to do something. Okay, we have Sposh. Okay, Sposh is the one that's the deepest in here. That's like the kind of like a charcoal with like little bits of sparkle. Honestly, that top layer is gone for me swatching, and it doesn't really look like there's sparkles left. So maybe that was just a top layer thing. We're gonna take this that's still leaning a little bit blue. It could be that I have a skin tone that turns grays to blues. Honestly, it could be, because I know with the Nomad Cosmetics Ghost Town USA, pretty much every shade except for maybe one matte in there all pulled like a blue tone. I mean, even the ones that looked green, even the ones that looked like they were going to be brown, still pulled like a grayish. And then there was like some sort of like blue element to it. It was really crazy. And I know others did try it after I pointed that out, and they did notice that too, but I'm not sure that it pulled quite as blue on them. Okay, so that's just like a really pretty deep midnight blue. It's actually not as deep as I thought it was going to be though. It looks much deeper in the pan. But it is pretty. It is pretty. Okay, let's go in. I'm dying to do this one. I have not swatched this one yet. It's the Cygnus. Okay, ooh, that looks fun. I just want to see what that looks like. Okay, it's not as opaque. It's still more like a sparkly topper, so it doesn't end up as deep as if it was like a little bit. I guess you can't kind of build it up. It is really pretty though. That is really pretty. Okay, it builds up. You have to just kind of keep layering it, because at first it was kind of just this light little sparkles, but it's definitely building up. That's really pretty. I like it. Okay, what have we not used? I have not used Nieve. Is that how you say that? Let's see what that looks like. That one is pretty too. It's not as impactful. It's not my favorite out of all these shimmer formulas in here. It's more of like in the I Need a Nude. There's one in there like that I was like, I could have done without that one just because I like a lot of sparkle, but this is kind of more of that traditional shimmer type of formula. Okay, my eyelash is trying to pop off. All right, that's pretty. Okay, so let me just do a little rundown. I have used this shade, this shade, this shade, this shade. I don't think I've used this one yet. I've used this one, 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 this one. Okay, so I need to use Skift and Grew somehow. So Grew is this one. Let me remind myself. Okay, Grew, we're just gonna kind of layer that right here in the middle. Okay, that one has more of that blue tone to it. Okay, and then in the inner corner, I'm gonna try that Skift. It's definitely not as like bam as this inner corner. Yeah, this might be a better lid shade. It's just not really picking up that much with the brush. Let me try with the pinky. A little bit better with the pinky. Yeah, I think you just have to use the pinky with that one. It's still not like super impactful, but it is pretty. That's more of a natural inner corner shimmer. Okay, for the lower lash line, did I just use every shade somehow? I think I did. I think I used every shade. Okay. And obviously though, using, I'm a mess, using every shade, maybe like, okay, so that's all you can get, or those two looks. No, it just depends on how you layer them. Like you wouldn't have to put every single shimmer on the lid. And just choices, you know, you could reverse things. So you could definitely get a little bit more looks, but they're all generally going to be these cool tone, like blue leaning on me shades. Midnight blue, silvery, light blue, gray is what they are on me. Okay, lower lash line for this one. I think I'm going to go in with the Snert, that one that was the crease shade on this one, and make this a little bit of just like a lighter lower lash than the other side. Honestly, it's just now hitting me. And maybe people have said this. Like I said, I've not really watched reviews. This is reminding me of I Need a Nude, but just gray blue leaning. It's like I Need a Nude in the daytime, and then when you want nighttime look, you would grab this palette, is what it's reminding me of. Because I Need a Nude, there's not like a ton of versatility in that one either, but you can go like deep or light depending, you know, on which of the shades that you use and the combinations. And this one is like, but they all are kind of in the same realm. That's what this one is too, but just more nighttime looking, in my opinion. Okay, I think we are done here. I need to go back over my, actually, I'm going to do that off camera. I'm going to go back over my wings, fix those. I'm going to change the lip. This lip does not go. This was a lip from earlier today. So I'm going to see if that makes it look a little bit different. And I am going to wrap up my thoughts. Before I do that, though, I do think, can I get away with one of these as an icy highlight? I need a little something on the nose right here. My highlight is worn off for the day. That kind of worked. And let me kind of do this here. Yeah, if you like a super icy highlight, you can use this. I mean, it ties into the look. So that's kind of cool. Okay, let me do the lip and the wings and be right back. All right, you guys, fix the wings, did a much more like nude lip with like a hint of pink in it. And okay, what are my overall, these are still first impressions. I've only done 2 looks. I did use every shade though. So what are my thoughts about this palette? For me, I really like it. I really like it a lot. I think that I'm always thinking like, what event would I use this for? For me, this is a date night look. My husband likes smoky eye looks. I love them myself. I would wear this, you know, say like, not like a red carpet event, because how many of those am I going to? But just, you know, like a New Year's Eve look. I think this would be beautiful. Like I said, I don't have a palette like this in my collection. Probably the closest I have to it would be the Lunar Beauty Eternal Eclipse palette, and even it is so different. I mean, we're just talking this row and like these 2 here. If you just look here and here, it's about as close as I have in my collection to this palette, but this is very, very different. So I think if you are someone that loves a smoky eye, and you don't have a lot of smoky eye palettes, maybe you have smoky tones in other palettes. Like I do have neutral palettes that have, you know, like a gray and a black and a silver in it. But if you want just one palette that you reach for that is your go-to smoky eye palette, then I think it's definitely worth it. Keep in mind that I think it might depend on skin tone. It truly pulls blue on me. And I think this is a very wearable tone of blue though. Like if you're someone who You can't do the turquoise, the bright blue, the cobalt blues, but you can do kind of like a denim blue, a midnight blue, you know, like a sky blue, and you want it to be like kind of smoky, then I think this would also be good for you. If you don't like cool tones, this is not for you, obviously. If you want palettes that you can have tons of variation of looks in, this is not for you. This is specifically made for cool tone smoky eye lovers for sure. So I'm really, really happy with it. I'm really happy that I have it. I think price wise, do I think it's worth it? I definitely do with like coupons and things like that. I know Natasha Denona does 20% off here and there. Then Ulta, you can do your coupons on it and your points. So, I mean, I don't think it's outrageous, especially I got mine for like 20 something bucks after I had a little gift card. For 20 something bucks, I am thrilled to own this. So I think this will now be a go-to date night palette for me personally. You guys will have to let me know your thoughts in the comments, and hope you enjoyed this. As always, have fun shopping, budget shopping. Bye.